What's the saying? Be careful when fighting monsters, lest you become one. For when you gaze into the abyss gazes back.
I mean, at the end of the summer, I stopped going out to film the riots, partially because my profile was getting so big that I was getting ID'd everywhere I went, but mostly because I felt it inside me that I wanted something bad to happen.
What do you mean?
Like, I'm leaving my kids at home.
Oh,
I'm going
I see.
out on the street.
Action.
I'm staying out until 2 in the morning.
They call it firefighters wishing for fire.
Yeah, I had an urge. To want to see it. Of course, I tweeted it up and thank God there's no violence,
So
whatever.
there's this idea that you've got a firefighter whose job, what makes them feel good is saving people from a burning building, is putting the fire out, being the hero, doing their job, makes you feel good. So there's this idea where, you're a firefighter and you sit around all day doing nothing. And then one day you're sitting there going like, come on, give me a fire. And you realize how crazy that is. And no, it's a good thing there's no fire, man.
Now, you stopped. I stopped. Tim, you stopped. But what about the average mainstream media lunky who can't stop and has to keep doing this? What was that movie where they had that reporter that was that became obsessive and he started creating conflict just so he could get the video of it?
Nightcrawler. Yes.
I think of that
movie.
That is literally, in my opinion, that is literally happening right now, but on a big mainstream media level, and they are foaming at the mouth, loving and seeding all of this, and this is their kind of big holiday.
Have you seen the movie Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal?
No, but we have discussed this before,
Yes.
and I understand the character arc there, and I'm telling you, I felt it.
So check this out. Spoiler alert, but it's an older movie, so you should have seen it. Actually, we got to talk about this because in the movie, you basically have this dude who's clearly a sociopath. And he's broke, and he's trying to find any job he can. He's trying to sell, like, stolen metals or whatever. He can't get a job, and he's trying to make money until he stumbles upon night crawling, which is this it's journalists who go out in the middle of the night, and they chase down car crashes and murders and crimes. He ends up selling a tape for some good money. He eventually starts making better and better money. Eventually, he realizes, and he actually sees a car crash. He moves one of the bodies to get a better shot. It looks better this way. It sells for even more. At one point, he withholds evidence, and now he's actively, finally, orchestrating events that are death and murder because it pays the best. This is the craziness that we see. I personally feel there are many people in media sitting there crossing their fingers, hoping this would happen.
Definitely. You see it even just in the subtly, on Twitter. I just see it in the little typing texts, or you'll see the people with their cameras just recording the empty streets, waiting for something to happen.
You look at CNN, it's almost vitriolic right now, to be honest.
There's a subreddit called Why Were They Filming? And it makes you wonder about things like this. Why were they filming? What were they waiting for? What did they want to happen?
I mean, it's the difference of taking a picture of a dumpster from the side with all the lights and the flash on, the fire in the dumpster, and then getting into position, getting down on the ground, low to the ground, turning off the lights, and having it look overexposed and having it look like this giant inferno. That's the same concept at work, right?
There's a very, very, very famous moment. It's a photo of, I believe it's a Haitian girl, and she's lying on the ground dead. And this photo, it's from low and it's pointing up. You see the sky, you see people walking past. But there's an even more famous photo that emerged from this. Mm-hmm. One of the photographers who was taking a picture of the girl got up and walked to the side and took a picture of a row of photographers around this corpse, this dead young girl, taking the pictures. And that, in my opinion, is one of the most iconic photos of the past, 50, 100 years or whatever. The real image that you didn't see, while these journalists were trying to get the artistic shot of this young dead woman, the real image was all of these vultures lining up around to get that shot, to make money, to sell it. That's how scary it is.